Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're doing the sequel to my overrated coaster video. Today I'm talking about some of the most underrated roller coasters I've ridden, not in any particular order. I've also still only ridden 111 different coasters and have visited around 20 theme parks across the US. So I've had my fair share of experiences. With that, roll the intro. Orion at Kings Island. We're starting at my home park, and I've spent a lot of time here, and have really gotten to know these coasters. And I can proudly say that Orion is the best coaster in the park. The first drop is absolutely wild, and honestly, it's the best Giga Drop I've experienced. When you hit that insane speed hill after the wave turn, after the turnaround, also, giving you some. This layout, I will say, it's not the best, but it does have amazing elements, like the speed hill and the off-axis ending hill. The helix also packs in some positive Gs, and of course, the final off-axis hill is perfect. A perfect way to wrap up the ride with even more airtime. Yet somehow enthusiasts still tend to overlook it, maybe even being top 5 or top 4 at the park, and that's just mind-boggling to me. It delivers the best coaster experience Kings Island has to offer. Flash vertical velocity at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. Next is the coaster you saw in the thumbnail. This ride has some interesting history, originally being built over the park's height limit, which forced them to redesign it into the iconic stall we have today. You launch out of the station straight into that stall, but if you're sitting in the front, you'll get a little bit of hang time right away. When you swing back into the spike, giving you an amazing 0G moment before launching into one of such a weird element. This one-of-a-kind stall loaded with hang time. It's short, but it's pure fun from start to finish. Most hang time I've experienced on a coaster. Big Bear Mountain at Dollywood. Now let's talk about a coaster that isn't at exactly world class, but it's pure fun. Big Bear Mountain at Dollywood. One flaw, it could really use some theming along the layout. It's just add a few shrubs or scenery would really make a huge difference for this coaster. But when it comes to the ride itself, the launch out of the station over into like an airtime hill, and then you get the second launch where the layout truly begins, the twisty, smooth, and fast-paced family coaster. It's just so smooth. Almost shockingly so. I know it's a new ride, but some new coasters aren't super smooth. You'll just come off loving this thing. Next up is Banshee, another Kings Island staple. What I love about this coaster is how well it flows through its elements. No, it's not as intense as some of the older inverts, but it's definitely not forceless. The fact that this has to be one of my favorite drops on an invert also. The layout is a perfect mix of unique and classic elements, the vertical loop, the 0G roll, and hang time filled inline twist at the end. And that awesome pretzel knot, I don't know if that's what it's called, I forget, sorry. It just feels complete from start to finish, but before we keep going, if you're enjoying the video, please drop a like, consider subscribing, it really helps out the channel. And while you're at it, leave a comment to help with the YouTube algorithm. Gold Striker at California's Great America. Let's talk about Gold Striker. One of my favorite wooden coasters. Currently, this is my second favorite coaster in California. It offers a great mix of laterals, airtime, and just a touch of roughness to give it character. That first drop is incredible and leads right into GCI's classic spaghetti bowl layout filled of twists and turns and quick transitions. I personally love laterals so much, to death. Just as much, if not more than airtime. So this ride is right up my alley. Another family coaster, Cobra's Curse at Six Flags. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Busch Gardens Tampa. This is another underrated gem. It has to be just one of the most fun I've had on a family coaster. And the layout is amazing, but it also manages to be pretty thrilling on top of that. It's really well themed with some cool set pieces and a multi-ride phase experience. It's really, really unique, featuring an elevator lift backward section and a spinning finale. Next up, we have a Ghost Rider, which is actually my favorite coaster in California, and it is super underrated. This wooden beast delivers relentless pacing, strong laterals, and some surprisingly aggressive airtime. It also feels like it never lets up until you hit the final brakes. Afterburn at Carowinds. Now let's head to Carowinds for this coaster. This might be the most underrated invert I've ridden. It's smooth, forceful, and has one of the best pacing and elements combination out there for a B&M invert. The Batwing? Sorry. I'm sorry, I can't do elements. But the Zero G roll and Final Corkscrew are just insane. They stand out every single time. Of course, I've got to mention my home fair classic, Tornado at Stricker's Grove. This ride has some of the most violent airtime I've ever experienced. There are 2 moments that straight up gave me bruises after riding. It may be smaller, but it packs a serious punch and is full of surprises. Accelerator at Knott's Berry Farm is our last coaster. The launch on this thing is just wow. It catches you off guard every single time, and I love that the ride doesn't just end after the top hat. There's more, even if it's not amazing, but it's just a little touch. You know, it's cool. A few turns to finish off the layout, but obviously that top hat alone, and wow, hydraulic launches are actually that insane. You need to go out and find one before they all close. Well, that's it for my list of underrated coasters I've ridden. Do you agree with me? Have you ridden any of these? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and as always, thank you for watching.